So yeah, my name is Craig Dean. I am a local employer, currently the Vice President of the Oldham Vice President of the Greater Manchester Chamber of Commerce. It's a bit of a mouthful. I was a president for 7 or 8 years. I was the youngest president, and then I was very quickly the oldest president because I couldn't get out of it quick enough. So I was stuck in it for a long time. I finally found a replacement. So I'm no longer doing that, but I still sit on a lot of the employee and skills committees. I also run a bunch of schools, but most importantly, I run a few IT companies, most notably Web Applications UK, which writes software for the travel industry. And one reason I'm coming here to talk to you about is what you need to do if you haven't got a job. So let's start. Yeah, I told you right back in the first year when you were first here, I've certainly told you that those of you who came to lecture, that computer science has the lowest employability rate of all degrees in the UK. Second is law, which means you're worse than lawyers. But computer science is the lowest. It is still the lowest. So we checked again this year. So it's still the lowest, right? The good news, of course, is if you did industrial placement year, it was a lot better. So that's the bad news. Hopefully, that'll either made you suicidal or made you pay attention. Not sure. Maybe a bit of both. Okay, so let's go with some of the good news then. What should we take from this, right? Well, there's a little bit of good news about this. The stats at the moment are that by 2020, the government reckons there'll be about 518,000 digital sector vacancies in the UK. So I think last time I spoke to you in the first year, it was around 350,000. So it's going up and up and up and up. It's increasing. In fact, they were saying they expect it to increase year on year. So it's going up and up and up. And in contrast, the number of graduates is going down. Does anyone remember what it was before? How many computer science graduates there were? Anyone? I got Smarties. Just saying. Anyone want to take a guess? Come on, you all look hungry. Maybe I think you've all had too much over some holidays. Yeah? 60%? How many? 60% is you have to 60% of what? There's definitely 60% of something. Yeah? Anyone? How many graduates? What? Oh, not even close, but there you go. Because I did promise Smarties, you can have some Smarties. Yeah, Emily, do you want to take some? Oh, everyone, can you just give a round of applause to Emily, please? Thank you. You see, being a chief executive is about teamwork. Okay? There is no one chief executive. Okay? It's about a team. And this is my team. Emily wrote the presentation. I get the credit. Right? So that's the teamwork. So thanks, Emily. 'Cause that's why she gets a round of applause, because she did all the hard work. And she got these stats and wrote it all out. And unfortunately, I didn't get to see it until right now because we were busy chatting after the last one, but it's all right. So no, not even close to 120,000. It used to be about 32,000. It's now down to 27,000. So 27,000 of you going for those 518,000 jobs. So why are you not getting them? That's the question, because you're not getting them. So how do we make sure you do get them? That's the important thing. That's what you should be taking away from this, and it's really important. Well, it's pretty simple. Who's going to work for Microsoft, Google, Facebook? Who wants to go and work for one of the big companies? Okay. Who's going to work for one of the smaller companies? You can't work for both of them. Oh, Microsoft's a big company. Okay, you want to do a small company. So why do you want to go and work for a small company?
For me.
Yeah, how are you going to get there? How are you going to get that job? What are you going to do to get it?
First, I need to build my CV. Probably will finally a project.
Put a CV in. Did you want to go for a big one? I think you wanted to go for which company? So anyway, how are you going to get there?
I'm going to apply.
You're going to apply? Okay.
You get 5 for having an opinion.
Yeah, you do. Yeah. Well, or for being a woman, apparently, but I don't know. That was just. Sorry, no, that's not true. They have totally backed that down, right? So he got fired. Yeah. So you're not sure how you're going to do it, right? But why do you want to work?
Seems interesting.
It seems interesting, yeah. So what you're demonstrating now is basically the golden circle principle. Okay, is this, that most people, when we ask them, don't spend enough time thinking about these kind of things. If I ask you what you want to do, many of you have at least got an idea of what you want to do. Okay? You've been here 3 years, you want to go work for Facebook, Google, Microsoft, I don't know why, Uber, sell your soul to the devil, or any of the other ones. That's what you want to do. If I ask you how you're going to do it, well, seriously, guys, at the start of your third year, you better start having some ideas about how you're going to achieve these things. You've got a lot of time to figure it out, okay? But the one question that I never get a straight answer on is why the hell you want to do that anyway, okay? You've got it back to front. The difference, there's a great video, Simon Sinek did a video. You might know him because he went around Facebook recently doing the rounds of, there's a big video he did on millennials and why people find it hard to employ millennials and stuff, and it's controversial and all the rest of it. He's actually quite a good speaker. He does occasionally put some good stuff on, and one of the things he put on was something that I'd been talking about for years, and he puts it better than I can, so it's worth going and looking at it. And he talks about the golden circle. And he talks about the research that was done on this, and he showed that successful businesses and successful companies and successful people, they think the other way around. It's natural for humans to get out of bed in the morning and go, what shall I do today? And more strategic thinking humans go, how am I going to achieve that? But successful people don't ask that question. They ask, why am I here? Why am I doing this? Okay? Why am I here? If you're here 3 or potentially even 4 years later being on this course and you don't know why you're doing it, you've got a problem, and it's why nobody's employing you. That's the key. Right? You've got 1 year left to figure it out. Why are you here? Not what do you want to do, not how are you going to do it. They're easy if you know why. But why are you here? By the way, this isn't just about your course, it's how you become a good developer as well. We have a great test that we do for new developers when they come to work for us. I ask them a question. I say, how do you fix this? And they give me the answer. I'm like, well, how could you do that? Because you didn't even know why the code was written in the first place. You don't know how to fix it because you don't know why. You know what the code does, but knowing what the code does is irrelevant. It's why it was written. Right? I've got a great one that I occasionally do with people, which is, throws this error, and then you say, how do you fix that? And they fix it so it no longer throws the error. And you said, well, what happens if I wrote that to test the error? You've broken it now. This is the key. Knowing what something does is irrelevant. Knowing why it does it is the important bit. It's the most common mistake that junior developers make. They think because they know what something does, they understand it. Knowing why it does it matters. I'll give you another example, right? If there's an old lady over here and she fell down and I ran up to her and helped her up and brushed her off and asked if she's okay, does that make me a good person? Might look like it, but if I was picking a pocket while I was doing it, it doesn't make me a good person, does it? It's not about what we do, but why I did it. Okay? Why I did it is what mattered. There's another one for this. I call this the alien analogy. It's one for you to bear in mind. And this isn't just about how you're going to be successful in this industry. This is about how you will be successful as a developer if you understand this and grasp hold of it. Okay? Who watches Star Trek? I hate this. You all just so terrible. Well, I can't admit, I do it. I like Star Trek. Right? I also like Star Wars. No flame wars going on here. I like any sci-fi, except I watched Alien Covenant the other night. I thought it was pretty crap, to be honest. Don't know where he's going with that. But I was watching sci-fi. So they have a prime directive, which is that you cannot reveal to a pre-warp civilization that you're a post-warp civilization. So basically, if you're an alien, you're going onto a planet, you can't let them know about the existence of aliens. So you have to make sure that under no circumstances are you discovered for being an alien. So imagine you're an alien. You spent 3 years as computer science students. This shouldn't be too difficult. So imagine that you're an alien and you're coming to Oldham, which is where I live. Oldham in the 1790s had more millionaires than anywhere else in the rest of the world because it's that wet. And it was the centre of spinning cotton, and they used to spin cotton there because it was so wet that damp means that the cotton didn't break whilst you were spinning it. Now you know, that's why everyone was rich. See, so being wet and getting pissed on all day can be a benefit. Just depends when. It's about perspective. Okay? So, you're an alien and you come to Oldham. But because your motivation, remember this, the motivation of that alien, why they're doing what they're doing, is that they cannot be discovered as an alien. They want to study Oldhamers, because we're quite a unique bunch, and they want to understand us, but they must not be discovered. So they look out and they see people walking around. They see snazzy people like myself. who are wearing a nice brand new three-piece suit because, you know, fits. Unlike my last one, which was like, they see people walking around in boots. I normally walk around in boots because I do a lot of walking now so that this fits. They have shoes, they have jeans. Some people wear dresses because, you know, either they're gender fluid or they're female or they just like wearing dresses, either way. But they all have an umbrella, okay? But being a careful alien, he waits another day and watches people walking around. Sure enough, boots, dresses, blouses, T-shirts, funky T-shirts, all kinds of stuff, but with an umbrella. So the alien thinks, after 2 days of observing, I know what these people do. So what does he do? He puts on his boots, he puts on his jeans, he puts on his T-shirt, a coat, and he gets his umbrella, he walks outside, and everybody looks at him like an alien. Why? Who's that? Ooh, good answer. Because it's not raining. What size are you? Medium? Yeah, I didn't like to presume and say large or anything. So, okay. So that's the thing. Medium. I want to give you a black one because black ones are cool. Medium. So these are the new Dev Decoder T-shirts. This is a new YouTube channel coming up. Wear it with pride. Come and check it out on YouTube in a bit. Right, can you pass that back? And I'm watching. No thievery, okay? Right, because it's not raining. You're right, it's not raining, but that is not the reason it all went horribly wrong. Okay? You see, that is a classic example of exactly what I'm describing. The what. It's not raining. So the easy thing to think is because it's not raining, and you're right, it's not raining. He's the only one with an umbrella up, it's not raining. And as a junior developer, you think that's the issue, because you know what he's doing, you know what he was doing. No, you missed the point. It wasn't because it was raining. The reason he was caught out was because his motivation, why he had the umbrella, was different to why other people had the umbrella. Why did everybody else have the umbrella? And why? That's because they didn't want to get wet. That's the key. Not because it was raining, because they didn't want to get wet. Why did he have the umbrella? Because he wanted to not be discovered and to fit in. And the moment the context changed, what he did no longer aligned with what they did. The what didn't matter, the why they were doing it mattered. Code and development is exactly the same. If you constantly look at what you see in front of you, you will only make mistakes. You'll only make assumptions that are wrong. If you understand why the person wrote the code they did, then you'll understand how to fix it. You can't go from what to how to why. You have to go from why to how to what. Why does this matter to you? Because if you don't know why you are here and why you are applying for jobs, then I won't know why I should give you one. That's the difference. Quite abstract, but absolutely key. What does it really mean? You have to show that you're here for the right reasons. So there's a video that we've got up on, it's either on the Dev Decoder or the Web Apps YouTube. It's called The Company You Keep. I think I gave it at Salford last year or Manchester, one of them. So, but go and look it up, yeah? And it'll talk to you about companies. And it'll tell you about what companies are looking for, okay? And we'll need to talk about this a little bit as well. But the key thing about a company is a company is a collection of people that believe the same things and are driving for the same things, okay? People employ themselves. I'm only going to give jobs to people that make decisions for the same reasons I make decisions. I'm only going to give jobs to people that are in this for the same reasons I'm in it. Why? Because this is not a country. You don't get a job by living in the same area as me. You get a job because you and I want the same things. You get a job because we're pulling on the same team for the same things. That's the difference. If you don't know why you're here, how am I supposed to know why you're here? If I don't know why you're here, how can I trust that what you're going to do will be what I would do? So I actually don't really care if what you do is the same as what I do. I don't care if what you do is the way I would do it. I don't care if how you do it is the way I would do it. I do care that why you did it is the same reason as I would do it. Okay? Why you do things is more important to me. That's how I decide who to employ. Why does this matter? Well, when we ask a lot of graduates why they got into computer science, you know, most of them said money. Why do you want to get into computer science? And most of you in your first year were the same. Why did I get into computer science? Because this is the industry where I'm going to make the next Mark Zuckerberg and I'm going to make the big bucks. Okay? It's like going into playing football because I'm going to be the next Wayne Rooney. And then you're there on a Sunday afternoon kicking a ball in a muddy field while it's pissing it down, and you have to pay 10 quid in subs or whatever just to play the game. You know, you're paying for the privilege, never mind getting paid to do it. If you're in this industry because you want to get rich, good luck to you, but why is anyone going to work with you because to make you wealthy? That's not what they're doing it for. If you're in this industry because you're passionate about this industry and you love doing this, then you're the kind of person that we want to work with and people in this industry want to work with. Ask yourself, who do you want to work with? Do you want to work with a guy that just wants to get rich? Or do you want to work with a girl who's actually in it because she loves this industry and she loves doing the stuff that you love doing? You hire people that are as passionate about it as you are. You don't hire people that just do it because it's a job. You know, my staff are the best paid staff in the world. Genuine. They don't all believe this. I've been having this debate for a long time, but most of them are coming around to it. Do you know why they're the best paid staff in the world? Because I pay them for about 2 minutes a week when they're doing the thing they wouldn't do for free anyway. The rest of the time they're doing something that they got into this industry to do. It's their passion. They'd do it if I didn't pay them. How do I know that? Well, people do come and work for experience for us and we don't pay them. Right? And they love doing it. Most people we do pay, to be honest. But you know, we have got people who come and just do work experience for us and they don't get paid. Why? Because they love it. It's a great job. I go into work every day not because I get paid. I don't go to work to get paid. I do get paid. Enough. Not a lot. I could pay myself a lot more, but I don't need any more. Right? But I get going to work because I love what we do. I love doing it. I didn't come here today because I got paid. I'm not getting paid. Am I getting paid? Oh, probably should have checked that. I'm not getting paid. I've never been paid for doing any of these, right? I'm not here today because I'm getting paid. I'm here today because I'm passionate about this and this is what I love doing, right? That's what people are looking for. So how do you demonstrate your passion? These are the things that employers are saying we're looking for. First of all, we're looking for your ability to work in a team. Does anyone know what the word company means? What is company? What is a company? Anyone? Excellent, that's bang on. That's exactly what it is. Right. Oh, you can have one. What size are you? Well, I'll give you a pen. There you go. Do you want to pass that back? You can never have enough pens. Right. A company is a collection of people. It's the same root word as companion. Okay? We're not looking, and companies are not looking for people that are great individuals. We're looking for people we can work with. That means you have to show that ability to work in teams. It's why, for example, that whilst you were here, you did a team project. Right? They want to see not what you did on your own, but how you interacted with others. That's absolutely key. Right? So you have to do that. Secondly, work ethic. Lack of work ethic. What do we mean by that? How are you going to make an impact in that job? How do you show that you're committed to the job? How do you show you care about the people around you? Right? You might think we're joking on this. It is not. We take a lot of graduates on deliberately because we're trying to give them these skills. It is not unusual for me to have to phone up a graduate at 11 o'clock in the morning and say, do you think maybe you want to get out of bed now and come into work before you get fired? Right? It happens. I never have to do that with a 30-year-old that's hungry for their job and passionate about it. Right? We see this all the time, and this is the thing that employers are complaining about. You might say that crazy. How would you ever see an well, good, you're not one of the ones that are going to be a problem then. But unfortunately, it's your peers that have made it difficult for you to get these jobs. Because this is what employers are complaining about, a lack of work ethic, a lack of caring about that company, a lack of caring about the people around them. You see, if you come just to collect your paycheck, if that's all the company means to you, then when things are going wrong, you're the one that's going to leave all your peers to pick up the pieces whilst you bugger off at 4 o'clock to go home early. And they're there picking up after you. Okay? Why do you think they want to work with you? It's not this nebulous business that employs you. It's people that employ you. It's other people. And you've got to ask, why do they want to work with you if you don't show them that you care about what happens to them? That's the bit that matters. So you have to show you have a work ethic. You have to show you can communicate with them. You have to be able to hold a conversation. Right? People, this isn't school anymore. When you go into a company, People are spending their waking moments in that job, coming into work every day, and they want to be able to have a beer with a person, or if they, not necessarily drink, go out. They want to be able to have a conversation with you. They want to be friends. People want to make friends with you. If you can't communicate with people, they don't want to communicate with you, and then why do they want to work with you? These are important skills. Soft skills, as they've been identified, are so crucial to modern graduate recruitment. I know, for example, we're going to be adding this into the course here at Salford. They're actually going to do modules on it now, because employers have been absolutely unequivocal in that this is what is missing out of graduates. They're not ready. They don't yet know how to work in a workplace. This is what they're getting told. You have to demonstrate you can. This is why, for example, an industrial placement program is such a benefit, because you immediately can start using real examples, and when you go in, you're more ready for that workplace. But this is the big one. This is the big one. And it's been getting worse year on year. It's about criticism. You don't know anything about this industry yet. And what's more, the longer you're in it, the more you'll realize you don't know. If as much as you think you know everything about this industry, I can assure you, all I spend my time is realizing how much more there is to know about this industry. Every day I spend in this industry, I learn something else I don't know. For every one thing I learn, and I spend all my time trying to learn new things, for everything I learn in this industry, I learn 500 things I don't yet know about this industry. That's what's exciting about this industry. It moves so quickly. When I graduated from university and entered this industry, well, for a start, I'd already been programming for 16 years. But when I graduated well, not 16, 15, started at 6. So when I graduated and started this industry, Java, JavaScript, images in HTML web pages, iPhones, mobile phones in general, we had WAP. None of that existed. C# didn't exist. JavaScript didn't exist. Okay? None of these things existed when I graduated. Okay? Most of the things you're going to be working on in your career have not even been invented yet, and so you sure as shit don't know about them. Okay? You don't know anything about this industry yet. What you do know is so insignificantly tiny compared to what people in this industry already do know, never mind all the things that they don't know yet. That's the difference. What employers are not looking for are people who know everything. We have Google for that. Okay? We are looking for people who will discover things. And the one thing that we know is discovery takes humility. It takes the ability to admit you don't know, and the willingness and desire and excitement and passion to go and find out. That's what we're looking for, and we're not finding. We find we hire graduates who know everything and can't be taught anything because they already know everything. Can't do anything with that. This is not me as some old, befuddled old guy that's saying, come in. This is what employers are saying over and over again. This is why they won't employ you. And they will employ anybody that shows a humility and a willingness to learn, because that's what we need. We need people that will keep going out there and learning. And for that, you need criticism. How many of you have seen yourself in a video or a picture on Facebook? Yeah? How many of you looked at that and thought, oh, that looks like me? If you did, by the way, you're probably a sociopath. So it's probably worth just identifying a few. No. Nobody sees themselves on a video and goes, oh yeah, that's me. Okay? I've been doing this for years. And I do the painful thing at the end of all these videos, not because I'm a narcissist, exact opposite. I have to go through and watch these videos and watch myself on them with horror. Okay? And I've been doing this for years, so I know exactly how it looks. I've done it. Right? But I have to go through it. And I pick up all the annoying little tics I have, all the different things, and I'm like, oh, I have to do better next time. I have to learn from that. That's how I learn and how I get better. That's how I can turn up and do a presentation when I've not seen it yet. It's because I've been practicing, and I learn from my mistakes. And I see how other people see me. That's what a video allows me to do. But it's not just that. Okay? Like I said, this is a chief exec team. It's not just me that works here. So, you know, the back or somewhere around here is Naomi. She's normally around. So there she is, Naomi, right? Naomi's my EA, right? Naomi will not go through an hour of our day together without her telling me off for something I could do better. That's how we work, right? She's constantly telling me how I could be better at what I do. She's constantly telling me how I could improve. She's normally telling me off for being late, and she's normally telling me that I should be somewhere that I'm not, because I'm currently dragging on. And she's normally walking in and telling me that I need to leave something or do something. Why? Because she's helping me get better. The way I am successful is by listening to the people who are willing and brave enough to criticize me. It's not because I am so damn perfect already. Okay? I am, of course, not. It's because people criticize me, and I encourage them to criticize me, because that's how I get better. If you can't take criticism, you cannot grow, because you are the worst judge of you. The people around you are far better at it. If you're not willing to listen to them, you're not going to change. That's the thing you have to demonstrate. Okay? If you go into an interview and you have this attitude about you that I can't take criticism, well, no, fuck you, I know everything already. Okay? Don't be surprised they don't want to work with you. They know that they can't change you. They know that you're not going to, they know already you don't know what they need you to know, because you don't. You have to learn something when you go into a new company. At the very least, you don't know how that company works. But in reality, you know far less than that. So they have to change you. If you cannot be changed, you're never going to fit there. They're not going to employ you. Criticism matters. Get used to it. Start taking it. Start seeing it for the positive thing that it is. It allows you to change. And here's the thing. It's really important to remember. Everybody is judging you all the time. Do you know how do you know? Because you're doing it to them. Don't think they're not doing it to you. Okay? The only difference is some people are going to be brave enough to tell you honestly what they think with the desire, why, that they want to help you improve. Those are the last people you should be telling to stop. So, how do we get that job then? First of all, let's make sure we actually know why we're applying to the place we're applying for. Got a year. Figure it out. Actually, you've got less than that. You need to start applying this term. Right? So you need to start thinking. The first thing is, you've been here for 3 years. You should know now, and most of you probably haven't done it yet, why you're here. You should know why you do the things you do. You should know why you want to be in this industry. And if you know those things, you need to go and find the companies that are here for the same reason. My company, we're very key to make sure that every member of staff knows why we're here. Okay? If you ask any member of my staff, they will tell you that our mission remains to have a positive impact on our employees, customers, and community through a culture of learning, growth, and innovation. And I can rattle that off like any one of my employees, because we talk about it, we talk about what it means, we talk about why we're here every single day. Why? Because it decides every single decision we make is dependent on that ethos. This is why we're here. We want to make a difference. That's why we're here today. We're here giving a lecture to you for free because we want to have a positive impact on our community. That's why we do it. Okay? It's easy. We have a why. Okay? People come and work for me because that's what they want to do. Secondly, do you know what job you're going for? Don't just apply to a job because it's a job. Go to a job because it's a job you want to do. And do you know what that job is? Have you done your research? I can't tell you the number of times people have applied to me and come and turned up for a job. And the first question I always ask them, and they always give this strange look like, why would that be your first question? It is the best question. I actually teach people to do interview technique, and I say the first question you ask anybody that walks in is, what job have you come for? And they look at you like, what the fuck? I'm in an interview, of course. Sure, do you not know what job? I know what job I'm recruiting for, but do you know what job you're coming for, right? And yes, hopefully most of them will say, I'm coming for a software development job at Web Applications UK. That'd be great if they get that much. But then I'll ask them, what's that? What does that do? I'm like, well, I don't know. I've not worked here yet. I'm like, well, how do you know this is what you want to do then? How am I supposed to know this is a good fit for you if you don't even know what the job is yourself? Okay? You need to know what the job is you're applying for. Oh, this is a good tip, by the way. Okay? You will see loads, if you go on Google this and stuff, you'll see loads of advice say, sign up for an agency, go for an agency, get agencies, right? Feel free. But let me tell you the other side of the coin, right? Most agencies charge between 10 and 20% of your first year's salary for placing you somewhere. Okay? If somebody applies to me direct, they get 2 big ticks. Firstly, they knew which job they were applying for because they actually applied for it. They didn't just get put in for it by an agent, which means that they actually came and found us. They looked us up, they decided it's where they wanted to work, and they applied for it. That's, for a start, a huge tick, because anyone that comes in for an agency came from, because that agency's got a big list and a database of every kind of job they can put someone through for, and they basically just shove a load of people through. And we know that a lot of people we invite to an interview through an agency are only coming because the agent put them in. In fact, many times they didn't even bother looking up what it was they'd agreed to come to an interview for until they got there. Okay? That first question catches a lot of them out. We've literally had people turn up from that applied for agencies that come, they didn't even know what company they were at. They actually sat there in the interview and like, well, how the hell did you find it? Well, the agent sent me the address. Well, wonderful, but you don't even know what company you're applying for, and you think that I'm going to employ you because you just come in there because it's just literally just a job. It's not because you're passionate about it, it's not because this is what you want to do. Clearly you're not a good fit. Okay? So the first one's that. The second one's this: you're already going to cost me 20 to 30% less than the guy that's coming through an agency if you came direct. So you're already significantly cheaper, as well as being better. So turn that on its head. Why go for an agency when you can do exactly what the agents do, which is go into Monster or Total Jobs or any of the other ones, look up, find the jobs that you want to go for, and just apply to them. It's not that hard. All right? Apply to the jobs directly. Don't be lazy. Right? It makes a massive, massive difference to your odds of actually getting a job. Okay? Apply. Oh, and the other key word there is apply. I'm not being stupid here. I know loads of graduates who just register a bunch of agencies and don't apply for a single job and wonder why they don't get one. Right? Bizarre as that is, apply for the damn jobs, you might get some. We haven't got more up-to-date statistics. When we last looked at this about 2013, it was about 10 applications per interview was the average. It's better in IT. So it's probably about 4 or 5 applications per interview. Okay? And it's about between 5 and 10 interviews per job. So worst case is like 100 applications to job, and best case like 25. How many of you think that you're going to make 25 applications? Because I know that the average is close to 3 or 4 for most graduates. And then they think they've got the perfect job because they applied to 4 of them and took the one they got. Okay? Apply. Go and do your research and apply. And this is the key one. Be yourself. Be honest. Everyone that comes to interviews, there's 2 types of interviews that I have. I have the people that are honest and just themselves, and I have the people that I have to beat into submission until they start being themselves. Okay? The one thing I can't afford to do is employ somebody that's just an image or who they think I want to see. I have to employ the person that's actually who they are. Why? Because it's an important decision for them as well as for me. If I employ somebody that's not going to fit, they're going to be unhappy, and I'm ruining their life for the next few years. That's assuming they don't get fired fairly quickly. Right? It's key that I employ who you actually are and not who you're pretending to be in an interview. And that's what we want to see. That's what everyone wants to see. Who are you actually are? It's one of the reasons people get really worried about interviews and like, oh, no, just be yourself. Right? If you're not right for that job, the one thing you don't want to happen is get that job. If you're not right for that job, you don't want to get that job. You'll be miserable there. If you are right for that job, you will get that job. Okay? It's not a bad thing to not get a job. Where I spend a lot of time with other entrepreneurs. I've won various awards for being entrepreneurs and stuff, so I know quite a lot of entrepreneurs. When you get us in a room, a fascinating thing happens. We don't spend a lot of time sitting talking about and boasting about our amazing achievements and all the wonderful things we've done. Okay? We actually spend most of our time talking about our big disasters and our failures. Because any entrepreneur will tell you, you learn shed loads of stuff when you fail, and you don't really do anything interesting when you succeed. Okay? All that does is confirm you were already right. And that's not very interesting. The most interesting things we do is fail. We fail frequently. Okay? We mess up frequently. We get it wrong all the time. And we're not afraid to do it. And we're not ashamed to fail. And we're not ashamed to get it wrong, because those are the best times when it comes to learning. The things that I look back on and know the most important times in my life were the times I fucked up. It's not the times I did well. They're kind of dull. And actually, I don't really remember them very well. Okay? So, don't be afraid to fail. Put yourself out there and keep going for it.